Good evening, everybody. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say good. Maybe I should just say evening, because I know we're all struggling out there. And look at the sky. Look at that beautiful sky. You know, you look at that in such a beautiful evening in northern Kentucky, and you would never think that we have a raging problem, economic problem, which is getting worse and worse, and other problems in this nation, coronavirus issue, and all that's gone along with it. So I'm just going to wait until people start jumping online here. I know it takes a little bit to do that. And I have to go and take my Wi-Fi off because I'm actually out here in the parking lot. This is our staff parking lot, by the way. So as soon as I get online here and get back up, see we have quite a lot of people watching here. So tonight we were going to do a tour of the 4D theatre, but we had to change that because the staff member that was going to show us around isn't able to do that tonight, so we'll do that another night, provided we're still able to be free to go to our workplace, which we are right now in Kentucky, and I praise the Lord for. So we're going to give you a look at the inner workings of Answers in Genesis tonight, places where the public don't go and can't normally go. But this is where we have the bulk of our staff working. Not all of our staff, but the main staff of Answers in Genesis who work here. And so we'll walk through, show you. We'll come back, and over behind that vehicle over there, there's a building. We'll end up over there and show you a beautiful view of the lake and show you inside our observatory that's there. Many people don't get to see that. And so I see people jumping on from all over. I see one of our friends from Australia, Kathy. Hi. That's so special of you to be on there. And people from Tennessee and North Carolina and Alberta, Canada. Okay, so first of all, security to get inside. Don't you like that technology? Hey, look at that, wristband. There we go. Oh, by the way, we've already been over all the door handles with Clorox before we did this Facebook Live. Just so you know, all the door handles have been gone over with Clorox. And I have a packet of Clorox in my pocket as well. Okay, first stop. All right, normally we don't take the public in here, but I don't take you into the executive offices and into my office, okay? I thought we'd do that tonight. I thought you'd enjoy seeing some of the things in here. So as we come in here, to my office. Okay, so I have a nice view of our lake. That's true. I do have a nice view of the lake. And out the back, I actually have a nice view of the parking lot. But other than these beautiful photos over here, who's this gorgeous woman here? Oh, that's right. I've been married to her for 48 years this year. And then some of our kids and some of our grandkids and so on. Most of the stuff in this room I've actually been given. Okay, except, well, I have been given the TARDIS from the original Doctor Who programs from my wife, actually, and that's my sneak supply of candy. Okay, so, see, people don't know that's there. And then, of course, we have the Dalek and some Doctor Who models and things. But let me show you over here. This Noah's Ark model, there's a man in his 90s who did this for me as a gift. You notice that it's all made of individual little pieces. And he also put pictures of the animals inside. And he modeled it after our Ark. And isn't that special? Look at that. And then he sent me all information on how he built it. It was really special, and he spent hours and hours doing that. So I keep that there. That's special from him. Oh, notice somebody sent me this. It's one of those globes. It's a globe of the world, and this is one of those that it just spins inside there on its own, and provided you have a light on it, it's something to do with the rare elements that are in there, and they move around. It just moves around continuously while the light is on. People send me dinosaurs, of course, and like a bust of Martin Luther. Is that Martin Luther? I'm trying to think. I should know that. And somebody did me up the seven C's of history. I happened to be at a place where I got a picture of myself with Sean Hannity. And then, who's that gorgeous woman again? And people send me all sorts of interesting stuff. These are actually the Billy Graham Pavilion, New York World's Fair. As you can see, cuffs there. So I've been given all sorts of other interesting stuff. You see some of these are all not all the translations, but a lot of the books that have my name on them as author or co-author that have been translated into all sorts of different languages. And then let me go around here and show. Somebody sent me this, a copy of a piece of parchment. Some of the Bibles, I've been sent a lot of Bibles, special, different Bibles over the years. This one is the Henry Morris Study Bible. Let me see. Yeah, the Henry Morris Study Bible. This is the leather-bound edition that I was given. And I'll see if I can find it over here. I'm just looking for... Okay, I can't even find it. All right, I have a Bible signed by Dr. Henry Morris just before he died, actually, and just before he went to be with the Lord. And I don't think it's this one. I should know that, shouldn't I? See, I'm just rambling on. We just wanted these to be informal. Anyway, so if we come over here, you see some of my favourite Doctor Who characters on the wall there. I don't watch the modern Doctor Who, the very latest ones, because they've really gone off the wall in regard to pushing some of these issues of same-sex and so on. So anyway, I was being given these by all sorts of, sometimes people that are well-known, sportsmen and so on. So all this stuff was given to me. Here's Martin Luther right here, and some of the dinosaurs and alligator stuff and fossils, and so there we are. So I thought you'd just enjoy seeing that. Oh, someone said they'd like to hear me ramble. Okay, we are family. Yes, we're all family. I love that. This is actually one of the hammers. When we had our peg ceremony to start the ARC project, everyone who was out the front, there were some city officials and our board and others, architect and so on, and we all hammered in the pegs. And that's my hammer, and it has all their autographs on it. So if you want to donate $1 million right now to Answers in Genesis, I'll give you the hammer, okay? Because we need all help we can get right now with the attractions being closed and not having any income. So there you are. There's a deal for you, all right? Now, I'm serious. I'd give it away to you for $1 million, absolutely. See the platypus there? Somebody actually was traveling here, and they saw this made out of muffler parts, and they saw this dinosaur, sort of T-Rex, and they gave it to me. And I think just about everybody who comes in my office wants to know where they can buy one. I thought it was pretty classy. And as we came in the door, we missed on seeing the platypus here. Somebody sent me this platypus, and okay, here's a question for you. Where'd this big piece of wood come from right here? Well, that somebody said to me, somebody from Australia said, we need more Aussie stuff. Okay, let me show you some more Aussie stuff. Have a look up here. Ricky pointing, and see the cricket bat and ball over there, and the Opera House. There we are. It's a Lego Opera House, actually. All right. Now for a quick run around the offices. Okay, we'll give you a little look at the inner workings of Answers in Genesis here. Okay. As I said, we've already used the Clorox. We'll have a quick look in here. So we're going to do this very quickly. So this is our library. We don't have enough room right now for all our library books, but you can see that we have a lot of them in here, a lot of rare collections in here, a lot of very specialist books. And we also have all sorts of magazines, as you can see down here, for our writing staff that we subscribe to, as well as all the electronic magazines as well that we subscribe to. And we have a special checkout system here for the staff So this is not a library open to the public, but it's for our staff, for our writing staff. So this is my aquarium, which the lights aren't on right now. It's on an automatic timer, so you just have to see if you can see the fish in there. When it's lit up, it's beautiful. I've had an aquarium for years and years and years. These are some of the awards we've received over the years. Have them here. That's not all of them. That's only some of them, probably a fraction of them actually. But we have them on display in here. Then as we walk down here, we won't go through all the various cubicles. We have lots of different offices for people. Our advancement staff work in here to my right. And then we have our legal staff and other leadership in here. And there's some more offices behind there as well. This is one of those monitors we have set up. We have them in the Ark and the Creation Museum, showing people coming onto our website, and tells you where they're from and what device they're using and so on. Normally the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum ones there are filled, but right now people aren't buying tickets and they're not checking things out because they're waiting until we can announce that we're reopening. But you can see where they're going on our site. In here, yes, we've already done Clorox all over these handles in here. And let me turn on the lights. All right, so this is one of our boardrooms that we have, one of our conference rooms. Oh, notice what's on the table. Look, there you are, Clorox and 62% alcohol hand sanitizer gel. There we are. And then you look down here, these are just some of our resources that we publish and produce here at Answers in Genesis, all the way down here that you can see. This is not all of them, of course. This is just some of them. We have them in here in this conference room. This was our VBS for this year, which is, it's an incredible VBS, but we don't know what's going to happen with VBS, with churches and how they're going to gear up. I mean, we had sold more of these than any other VBS, and we're in the top 3 in the world, and yet right now, churches, everything's on hold. So that's sad, and we've got all this bulk items that go with this, and it's just sitting there, and we paid for it, and well, anyway, the Lord knows. You just have to wait and see what happens. By the way, don't forget, anything you order right now, 20% off in our online store, promo code Matthew 6, while the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter are closed to the public. And we're going to do Facebook Live programs, provided we're still allowed to and can come into the offices and things. We actually, 3 p.m. every afternoon, I went ahead and pre-recorded some great animal encounters. They are incredible. Down at our zoo with our zoo staff, it'll blow your mind. I think they're better than what you see on TV and documentaries. And so we got them all scheduled now to show at 3 p.m. each weekday. I think we did enough today to go through to next Tuesday. And then if we're able to, we'll be then doing more as well. Actually, we'd rather the place be opened. That's what we would rather. So you can see the beautiful view we have here in this conference room of our lake, looking over at our animal encounter area, the barn for the horticultural department over the back there, and you see our family playground there. So let's go out here. You can see how, I was noticing today, because I wasn't in here today in these offices, I was down at the Ark today, out in the open, actually, with our zoo. But somebody wrote this on the board: "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and of a sound mind." 2 Timothy 1:7. I love that I just love that the staff wrote that on the board, whoever wrote that on the board. So you can see we can do conferences in here and so on. So let's just run down here. You'll see lots of things sitting around here and things we sent and given. Look at that. We have quite a collection of stuff. So when you make an order at Answers in Genesis, if you call into our customer service line or you call in to ask for information about the Ark and the Creation Museum and about booking groups or tickets or anything like that, this is all our customer service area. So have a look at all these stations here. So we'll go down here and around here. These people are normally, they're busy all day long when everything is operational. We're here after hours, but we're also here during a time when a lot of staff are, well, staff are working from home, and others are not able to work anymore right now. We just have, we just are so burdened for what's happening in our culture, and with what the economy is doing and what it's doing to us. And then we have, this is partly to do with our IT division and computers and phones and whatever. And then as we come down here, we have another small conference room in here and some more offices in there. And then this is our IT help desk area, as you can see. And there's also Creation Museum staff that are in various of these places as well. See, welcome to the IT help desks. And normally with the number of staff we have, well, you need a lot of help with all the computers. It's a staff break room in there. And we'll come down, this area is more offices in here. We have a first aid room in there, you know, with, let me see if this works. I think it'll work. Oh, well it works. Okay. Yeah, so we have a medical room in here that we set up, because, you know, when you have public coming in, we have one, you know, twice the size, 3 times the size down at the ARC encounter, because when we have the public here, you always have issues, and that's just the way it is in a fallen world, and so we're always prepared for that. We also have our radio studio. Let me show you the radio studio. This is the control room, so it's a digital board and all the controls we have there. And look at that seat. I can't believe some people sit on seats like that, but they do. Okay, and then our radio studio. This is where, now I do a daily radio program and I record 65 of those at a time, which I will be doing in here in a few days, hopefully, for the next batch. And this is the radio studio that we have. And we use it for recording all sorts of narration and other things too. Then we're going to race through our AV department in here. There's various video editing bays that we see, and our AV room with all of their, well, some of their equipment in here. Let me show you an interesting room in here if I can find the light switch. Here we go. Okay, so Mike is one of our animators, and if you have a look at his collection here, look at that. So he's an animator, and he does a lot of interesting things for us. In fact, he did all the panels that are now in the new Planetarium. And so he has all sorts of interesting things here, and it inspires him to do animation, I guess. So we'll come out of there, and now we're coming out onto the balcony overlooking Legacy Hall. And you can see this is where we do daily lectures when the museum is operating, and concerts and workshops and animal encounters and all sorts of things in here. And this is where the AV team work from up here. So you can see our cameras, our staff meetings in here that we stream to other staff at the ARC encounter and those that might be on different shifts. We even set it up as a little studio now and then, as you can see down there. So you can see there's an awful lot that goes on behind the scenes at ANSYS and Genesis. Now let me show you a really interesting room down here. So there's various offices. My son-in-law Bodie is there, and then Ben Wilt, who is our VP of AV, and then our HR department. So those offices go in and around there. That's our HR department in there. HR. Okay. And then, let me see if I can get into this room. So, I don't understand this room. Do you know there's actually people who understand this room and understand what goes on in here. And these aren't all our servers, but this runs the museum and I guess our phone system and all sorts of other things, and I don't understand it at all. And I hope somebody knows where all those wires up there and these wires here, I hope they know where they all go, because I don't. Okay, so that's out of my area, total. Alrighty, so there's more officers here. Dr. Danny Faulkner, who's our astronomer, PhD astronomer, he's in there. And then we come down here. Okay, everyone be quiet. Shh. And these are our staff restrooms. I know you wanted to see that. There they are. We won't go in there. Okay, and we come down here. Now I'm going to show you something fascinating. Dr. Nathaniel Jensen did part 1 and part 2 on Saturday and Sunday night in regard to his work on genetics and human populations and history and so on, and he's doing part 3 and part 4 this coming Saturday night and Sunday night. So have a look at what he's been working on here, and actually it's interesting looking at the study of mitochondrial DNA in population groups around the world, and he looks at the mutations and so on, and has compiled all this. And if you notice, all the populations, all the people groups in the world today go back to 3 major nodes, which he believes is that's the 3 wives of the 3 sons of Noah. How about that? And he's doing an awful lot of other research there too. So we're doing a summary of that research on Saturday night and Sunday night. So as we come in here, some writers and graphic design and social media, people like that. And over here we have a lot of our design staff, but a lot of them are working from home right now, who are in this area. This is where they design the VBS and our Answers Bible curriculum, those sorts of things. And you can probably tell artists are in here just by looking at what's on the walls, actually. But they have a great time. They have a fun time in here, as you can see. And I think tours of the offices are interesting anyway, to see just the different sorts of people. By the way, all these people represent homes and families, and they're all suffering right now. And I know there are people all across the nation that are suffering at Answers in Genesis, because we don't have anyone coming to the Ark and Museum right now. We've had to cut spending, cut way back in all sorts of other areas, and a lot of staff are sacrificing for the sake of the ministry, so please pray for them. And then here we have writers and more graphic designers in here as well, and people who help write blogs and write articles and edit and do editing for all of our newsletter and other items. So we have more of our social media team over in this area to my left. Evan H. 10 said, why does it say please be quiet on the sign? Because those people behind there on the phones, they're our customer service people and they're talking to people, so we want all the staff to be quiet when they walk down there. So more officers in here. Well, we have a late night worker in here working. Hi, Tom. And this is our accounting department, which goes right throughout this area here and then in behind there as well. So somebody's asked how many employees do we have? Well, in normal working time we have had about 500 employees, Answers in Genesis, and about 600 to 700 seasonals and hourly. So anyway, but as you can imagine, right now we don't have any of the people working at the Ark or the Creation Museum, and we, like everybody else, is suffering from the economic crisis. in our nation. So we'd ask you to please pray for us, and if any of you can help us, to go to our donate page. In fact, I have a personal letter on the front page. We're going to walk you over to our observatory before we finish up tonight and show you more over here. How many square feet is your building? Let me see. Van, age 12, asked that question. Well, I think the offices are about 30,000 square feet. And why is there someone in there? Because he's trying to work to do things. We have a lot of work to do, and we have staff that are told to stay in place in Ohio and Indiana, and the problems that we have right now. We've never been through uncharted waters like this. Okay, this is our Johnson Observatory. Dr. Danny Faulkner runs Planetarium programs in conjunction with our Planetarium shows, and give you a quick look in here. So Meg asked how many staff can fit in the staff break room. Yeah, it's not a real big staff break room, but in nice weather, there are those that can go outside. Others go to the cafe that we have in the Aquarium Museum, and others take their lunch back to their desk, and we have some other separate rooms here and there. So this telescope here is the famous one, the Johnsonian. It was being rebuilt and still being rebuilt, but this is one that was used by NASA actually for their Moonblink program, and it was used for a few months by NASA, and it was donated to us by the family of the man who invented it. And this roof here, if you look up there, you see this wire along here. They press a button, and it's sort of like garage door openers that then take this whole roof and move it. And I'll take you out and show you where it goes to. So who is holding the camera? Evan, age 10, asked. Well, that's one of our graphic artists who does most of my slides, or a lot of my slides, for my talks. And she also does the Facebook Live for me, and her name is Maria. There. So you can say hi to Maria. She has been a trooper in coming after hours and doing all these Facebook Lives and the videoing for the sake of the ministry, and to help us to get some information out while we're sort of closed to the public. So we'll just come over here and have a look. You can see this area here where the roof up here slides across. Our own fabricators here, carpenters at the Creation Museum, built this, and so the roof slides over here to allow the telescopes to be there, and then we pull the other telescopes out into the parking lot, turn the lights off. You can see the lake here, you can see the zip lines there. Normally, this time of year, at night, we'd see people zipping down those lines, we'd see people still here walking around. So it's pretty sad to see what's happening, and again, we ask you to pray for us. Looking back, you can see the museum back there, and the offices that we just went through that connect to the museum. And so there we are. Look at that, it's so tranquil, so peaceful. Maria nearly fell over the chair. Like, so peaceful looking out there. And my wife is here with me too, but she doesn't want to be on camera. I'll get her to quickly show you. You can just swing the camera around real quickly. She's been over there. There she is, hiding, sneaking around, following Maria. Make sure she doesn't fall over. Anyway, she's been such a support to me at this emotional time for us. So there we are. And I just ask you all to pray for us. I know there's so many people hurting across this nation, so many people that have been laid off simply because businesses can't operate, restaurants and other businesses, and now, you know, retail stores have been told to close their doors, except in Kentucky and some other places they allow liquor stores. That's okay, but but not a lot of other retail stores. And you know, it's okay in America to, unfortunately, kill children by abortion every day, but the inconsistencies in this nation are incredible. Anyway, if you would pray for us, because we're really having a hard time like others, and there are people that are helping us, staff that are helping us, others that are helping us. You can read my personal letter all about this on the front page of our answersandgenesis.org website. See, somebody said, Mrs. Ham, it's nice to see you. Yeah, her name is Mally, but she likes to hide. And she's checking her phone now, probably watching me over there, just checking I'm doing okay here. And somebody from Australia said, G'day, Mally Ham. How's that? That's David from Australia. Well, there we are. Hope you enjoyed that little behind-the-scenes tour. That's something a little different for you. We're going to do the 4D theatre. One of these nights, show you the inner workings of that, which is fascinating, here at the Creation Museum. And provided we can come in and do things, we might pre-record some things if we can, just in case we need to just stream them as live, but have them pre-recorded in case we have to do shelter at home. But so far, our Kentucky governor has not done that, which we're very pleased about. So with that, you guys pray for us, and we'll be praying for this nation and for all of our friends and supporters out there. And thanks for being a part of this tonight, and we'll see you. Hopefully we'll be able to do back to do our experiments in the morning for kids, 10 o'clock. Roger Patterson will be back. We had to postpone that one today. And tomorrow at 3 o'clock I got the animal encounter, and we got a presentation from Legacy Hall at 12 p.m. And I have a special behind the scenes for you tomorrow night too. If it's not the 4D theatre, we'll have another special one tomorrow night. And we'll see you again. Okay, have a good night.